ये खाना बताना नहीं होता।
आप उधर लगाना शुरू कर देंगे। बहुत करीब करीब कर दिया। बस बस ठीक है, बहुत हो गया। भैया किसका बच्चा?
ये हूँ, इसके डैड कौन से हैं भाई?
इसके पेरेंट्स किधर है इसके?
इसके पेरेंट्स किधर है?
भाई क्या नाम है आपका? सब बच्चों को ना
Please send your kids on the front side. There's a card, a paper roll on the front side. So please send all those kids under 15 to front row.
And youngsters of ICN community. May Allah peace be upon you all. On behalf of ICN board, I would like to welcome you all to annual ICN Ramadan fundraiser 2022. Alhamdulillah, it gives me great pleasure to see most of you in person after more than 2 years of difficult time of COVID circumstances. May Allah bless all of us and Ummah at large in good health and shower His mercy on all of us from His endless bounties. Ameen. The theme of today's fundraising is the month of giving, so I humbly request to all of you, please dig deep in your pockets and donate generously for the sake of this beautiful center. May Allah give more barakah in your wealth. Amen. To proceed the fundraiser, I would like to invite our Honorable Imam Dr. Khalid Nasser for a beautiful recitation from Surah Al-Hadid, ayah number 18 to 21.
Okay, sit down.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم أجر كريم. إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم أجر كريم. والذين آمنوا بالله ورسله أولئك هم الصديقون والشهداء عند ربهم لهم أجرهم ونورهم. والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا أولئك أصحاب الجحيم. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما. وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان. وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان. وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم
Dr. Nasser for such a beautiful recitation. Now I invite Hafiz Ahmed from Youth Group to come here for translation.
Surely those men who give sadaqah and those women who give sadaqah have advanced a good loan to Allah, and for them it will be multiplied. For them there is a noble reward. As for those who believe in Allah and His messengers, it is they who are truly the people of truth, and the martyrs with their Lord will have their reward and their light. But as for those who disbelieve and reject our signs, it is they who will be the residents of the hellfire. Know that this worldly life is no more than play, amusement, luxury, mutual boasting, and competition in wealth and children. This is like rain that causes plants to grow to the delight of the planters. But later, the planters dry up and you see them in winter, and they are reduced to chaff, something useless. And in the hereafter, there will be either severe punishment or forgiveness and pleasure of Allah, whereas the life of this world is no more than delusion of enjoyment. So compete with one another for forgiveness of the Lord and a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth, which are prepared for those who believe in Allah and His messengers. This is a favor of Allah, and He grants it to whoever He wills, and Allah is the Lord of infinite knowledge. So the
Now I would like to invite Imam Rahman to come here to say some spiritual words for our community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. This is not the right mic for me. This is the qira'ah mic. This is Imam Khalid's mic. I need a plain one. But I will try. Can you hear me clear? I will try to speak as clear and slow as possible. This is a very special moment, a special time of the year, of the day as well. So I really appreciate all of your time and your energy and effort that you take to come to these kind of events and that you came today. So I just want to share something that I really believe in, and I really would like to see if we can, as a community, commit to maybe even if 1% of that. We know that from the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, there were people that wanted to give whatever they had in terms of their energy, their effort, their work, their time. And then there were a few of the Sahaba companions that they were willing to give their wealth. And then there were a few only, I hope I'm true, it is right, but inshallah I will ask the Imams to let me know if I'm right or wrong. There were few of the Sahaba that they were so generous in their time, their energy and everything, and also their wealth. The likes of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. We need to be a community that not just helps with their time, but also with their work, with their talent, and also with their money. So this Ramadan, let's try to be that Abu Bakr. Let's try to be that Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu, that despite at a moment when he had so much negative things going on in his own life, especially when it came to his daughter, Aisha radiallahu anha, and the incident that Allah talks about in Surah An-Nur, he does not hold back his wealth. And Allah says, you should keep giving. You should keep giving. And forgive that person, despite your differences, despite maybe you disagree with that person, maybe you had a bad moment, a bad time, a bad interaction. But for the sake of Allah, just put that aside and put whatever you need to put from your time, from your energy, from your effort. And inshallah, whatever you give tonight, even if it's $1 or it's $10,000, inshallah, Allah is going to reward you for that. Allah is going to replace that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. That in the heavens, Allah has written whatever you're going to get. There was a scholar who was traveling and he met this guy, Bedouin, and he said, the Bedouin asked him if he can recite Quran. He read the surah, وَالذَّارِيَاتِ ذَرْوًا, until he came to وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. That your sustenance is in the heavens, right? He said, stop right there. He said, is that true? That sustenance is in the heavens. You know, whatever I'm going to give, whatever I do, I'm going to give back. Or whatever I'm going to get, I'm going to get it, regardless. He said, yeah, that's true. So he went, he had a camel, he just slaughtered, the only camel that he had, he slaughtered it and gave it to all the people. The scholar, he moved on, right? Long story short, the next year he was passing by, the same Bedouin said to the scholar, recite Quran to me. He started with Dariyat al-Darwa until he came to وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. That in the heavens are your sustenance. And then after that, when he kept on going, he said, فَوَرَبِّ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Allah takes an oath, he says, by the Lord of the heaven and the earth. إِنَّهُ لَحَقٌّ. It is so true, just like I am talking to you right now. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Can anybody see me? Just like it's so real, Allah says it's so real that Allah is going to take care of your rizq. This Bedouin said, what kind of human being is this that Allah got so angry, he made God so angry that he had to make an oath and said, فَوَرَبِّ السَّمَاءِ. And as he said that, he died. He passed away. He couldn't take it. He said, this can't be true. That God has to even take an oath. Just him saying was enough. So inshallah, Allah will give you. Allah will give you even more. So let's be the Abu Bakr. Not just with our time, but with our energy, with our talents, with our resources, and of course with our money. Inshallah, we're going to be generous. Inshallah. Does that make sense? Inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan, Imam Rahman, for such a beautiful spiritual thing to the community. Now is the time for the ICN financial. So I'd like to invite. So it's the time for the presidential address. So I'd like to invite ICN President Brother Amuji to come here for the presidential speech.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 2022 Ramadan Fundraising. I welcome you to this event. I want to go into a couple of slides for you for the state of the center. This year we have 3 new board members, Brother Zaki, Brother Raja, and Brother Akhtar. Long-time contributors to the center. This year they decided to run on the board and they are, mashallah, doing well on the board. We have a variety of volunteers who help us with religious events, with programming, with food preparation, with food distribution, facilities management, and then they keep the centers safe for us. We still have the operational school in Sharon, and three in Sharon, one in Quincy. We have Quranic studies program, Tarbiyah classes, activity-driven Tarbiyah, soccer program, Arkanon, and cricket coach. In the back, we have operational funds of about 550K. We have expansion fund of 525K for Sharon. For Quincy, we have about 250K for expansion. In the back, we have nothing. And then in the balance sheet fund, we have negative balance. The point I'm trying to make is that we have written about 50 to 100 checks for the car. We've been spending money to help people with their financial needs. And we have 400,000 in operation fund, which is just about 11 months of our needs for the fund. So in 2020, we have average operation cost of 37K. In 2021, we have average operation cost of 50K. So this will keep us going for about 4 months. Next, I guess, is on the COVID. I want to just point out that COVID is still around. We want you to be cautious about the effects of COVID. And I'm hoping that you guys are taking precautions with conclusions. I was looking through the WhatsApp groups, and there was a message posted by my sister, which was an invitation to event that was happening in Boston, and it was indicating that there are a lot of things that are happening around the world, and these events that happen can be in Palestine, and we the sites are showing the existing building, and then what we can expand. So this is the existing prayer hall, the office in the back, kitchen in the front, and then on the next slide, I'm going to show how we can expand it. So instead of kitchen in the front, we have the men's room, the Luzana, and then also the office, the women's wudu area, the storage, the existing prayer hall, and a brand new extended prayer hall in the back. This is another view of to the inside of the wall. This is existing and it's looking to these windows here. If you were to expand, it would show a brand new area with many more, with a bigger room for expansion. So this is existing and it's in the wall. It's showing the men's room, the women's room, the babysitting area, but if you were to expand it, it would look like something like this. So this is the entrance of the and it would have, the kitchen would have relocated in the bottom of it, there would be a separate
This whole thing is here.
Oh,
It's a big
This
cave.
is the area is the
I didn't know about all this plan. No one told me about it.
They told me get the cable.
Organized events similar to this one.
Do we have extra masks in here?
Another video of it.
Do we have any masks? Alright.
This is the view from the outside. This was said to me today. I thought I would share this with you. This is not something in concrete. This is something we are working on. It's work in progress. We would like to input from them and incorporate it as we go along. This is something from the run. It's basically I like it because I was not the person who would come to a fundraiser. I'm the person who would sit in the back and let other people show up in this. But since I am this enrolled, I have developed this new trait that I can come to an event and I can ask for money. And I've been proud that people donate money in front of others to inspire, not to draw. So I think I have brought a change in the this year our goal is 225,000. For today, and the goal for the whole Ramadan effort is 300,000. In the end, I would like to thank all of you for coming. I would like to thank the imams. I would like to thank the volunteers. And more importantly, I would like to thank our chief guest, Imam Tahir, for continuing to support us. He is kind to us year after year. I will thank this to the prayer for everybody. May Allah bless you all and your families who try us to serve with noble cause. May you reap the maximum reward of the month of Ramadan. May all of you remain in happiness. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Brother Ramadan. Now it is time for ICNE financial checkup. So I like to invite Brother Shiki to come here to provide us financial checkup.
Bismillah. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum.
My name is Assalamu alaikum. This is my name is Muhammad Khan. I'm a treasurer here. I just want to be very brief, especially Maghrib is coming up and we all have to make it fast. So I'm trying to present the first quarter. I'm trying to present the first quarter financial report for ICNE. That is the financial activity for January, February, and March. So as you can see, this slide showing the revenue and expenses, and at the end of the month, whether we had gained surplus or we experienced a deficit. Unfortunately, all the first 3 months that we had been in deficit. So our revenues have been not at par with the expenses that we had. Although our expenses had gone down from 50,000 to 41,000, but still we cannot keep up with it. For the first 3 months, we have brought in revenue of $115,000 and some change, and we spent about $123,000 and some change, as the graphs show you. The bottom line is we are about $85,000 short of what we projected for our revenues to be for the first quarter. So I'm hoping that situation will change after tonight. And then we'll raise enough money so that if there is any other deficits that we have in the coming month, we'll be able to resume that and end up with a positive note at the end of the year. Jazakallah khair for listening to me, and thanks for coming. And I know our community is very generous, and I have no doubt that we will fulfill our requirements for ICNE financials. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair for providing financial update. Now we have available for iftar and Muslim prayer.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكن من الخاسرين. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. Oh Allah, on this blessed night of Ramadan, at the time of Iftar, we seek your mercy, we seek your forgiveness. Ya Allah, if we have any shortcomings, faults, mistakes, sins, Ya Allah, we ask that you forgive us, Ya Allah. We ask that you grant us your blessings and mercy in all the affairs of our lives, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make our lives filled with ease and joy, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, grant us goodness in this life and the hereafter, Ya Allah. Allow us to prepare, Ya Allah, in this life and the hereafter, O Allah. Ya Allah, we ask that you grant us halal rizq, Ya Allah, and easy rizq, Ya Allah, and increased rizq, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we ask that you protect our opportunities until the day of judgment, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we've all come together here tonight, Ya Allah, for this event of ours, Ya Allah. We ask that you grant us success in this event tonight, Ya Allah, and in this fundraising of ours, Ya Allah. Make this masjid and the people of this masjid Mubarak, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, allow us to be amongst those who sustain your house, Ya Allah, and be amongst those who receive the honor for sustaining your house in this life and the hereafter, Ya Allah. Fulfill our du'as, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant us, Ya Allah, blessings in every moment of our lives, Ya Allah. We ask us for good health, Ya Allah. Those that are ill, we ask that you grant them shifa, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we ask that you grant them a quick, easy, and complete recovery, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, those that happen to be ill, Ya Allah, those that happen to be on their deathbed, Ya Allah, we ask that you make it easy for them. Those that have passed away, Ya Allah, we ask that you grant them forgiveness, Ya Allah. We ask that you grant every single one of us good health, Ya Allah, and independence from any needs, Ya Allah. Make our best day, Ya Allah, our last day, Ya Allah. Our best moments, our final moments, Ya Allah. And Allah, for us and our children and our progenies until the day of judgment to believe in you, Ya Allah. And let our final words on this earth be Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. We ask that you accept our du'as.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala salah, hayya ala al-falah, hayya ala al-falah.
Inshallah, men will pray downstairs in the basketball court and women will come up over here, the front side, and they will pray over here. So men will go downstairs in the basketball court.
But just take everything once you are done. All those, leave that paper over there.
पानी पीना है एक गिलास में
So hurry up, inshallah, go downstairs, basketball court. We are expecting a rain also. So please,
Take the trash with you, please. Take the trash with you, please. Pick up everything from here.
Please make sure do not throw any food in trash. Please, combine in one plate, do not throw anything in trash or food.
उसको उठा के इधर रख दो, उठाओ इधर रख दो। ये पिक कर लो सारा।
So rain started now, so hold on. We will have different plan. So we might play inside with two groups.
Yeah, so let's turn on the mic over there. Can someone turn off the mic over there, please, for the side? Good, okay. So inshallah we'll pray inside the musalla, right over here, and we'll do multiple jamaats. Inshallah we have multiple imams, so we will have multiple jamaats. Whoever's ready right now, within 60 seconds, inshallah we'll start right now. And then you can join the next one.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة لا إله إلا الله
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا لك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا لك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 سمع الله لمن حمده.
ربنا لك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله
الله
أكبر.
أكبر.
الله أكبر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
If you need to pray your sunnah, quickly pray your sunnah and give the chance for others, inshallah.
Is it good, sir? I unplugged all of them. Can you plug the other? Just try it out. See. Because I think one of the wireless microphone was on. We got it out.
Bismillah.
One of the wireless was on.
Inshallah, those who did not pray, the first shift will pray the second shift now. Those who did not pray, they can join us. Those who did not pray, please come forward.
Yeah, it looks like.
Allah.
الله لمن حمده الله 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 سمع الله لمن حمده الله 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 السلام عليكم ورحمة الله Assalamu alaikum. Please sit on your seat. Inshallah, food will come to you. We will serve the food on the table. Please have a seat. And we request all those young kids under 15, they can come to the front row. All kids under 15, they can come to the front row and they can eat over here. Let's adults have a seat, please. And some can be volunteer, they can bring food inside inside. Bring the plates inside.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum again, my respected community members. To proceed the fundraiser, I would like to invite our Honorable Imam, Dr. Imam Khalid Anwar. My respected community member, we are very fortunate to have one more time that Imam Tahir Anwar has been a guest speaker in today's fundraiser. Now I would like to invite him to please come here on the stage and engage us in the fundraising.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So I don't necessarily need you to respond to my salam, but I do need your silence. So the only reason I've been repeating my salam is so that I can get you to quiet down for a few moments. Now, I generally don't like to do this, but if I do see a noisy table, I will call you out. In case you didn't hear me, I will repeat myself, so consider yourselves warned. If I do see a noisy table, and I see one right now engaged in photography back there, I will call you out. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is indeed an honor and pleasure to be here with all of you once again in Boston. In this blessed month of Ramadan, for a cause and need that is not just near and dear to your heart, but over the years has become a cause and a masjid that is near and dear to my heart as well. And I'll be very honest with you, late last night as I was getting ready to come to Boston, it's a long flight by the way. As I was preparing to come to Boston, I asked myself a question, and it was, why am I going to Boston? It's far. It's Ramadan. I have no desire to travel. But the reality is that the amount of work that we can get done in one evening here at your masjid is so profound that it inspires me to come again and again. May Allah bless all of us for our efforts. Say Ameen. Jazakumullah khair. I'm going to start with a very simple story. Are you with me so far? Just stay with me. I'll try to make this easy and light. If you're kind, I'll crack a joke. Just make sure that it's not at your expense. Very recently, it dawned on me that inshallah, if Allah wills, soon, my wife and I will become empty nesters. Inshallah, say inshallah. That we would become empty nesters. And, you know, all the perks that come with being an empty nester, no doubt. But I asked myself a very simple question as a father. And the question was, have I been able to give my children enough? Have I been able to give my children enough for them to be successful Muslims wherever they live? And in all honesty, that is a very, very difficult question. And it may actually come with an even more difficult answer. But it is definitely something that we all ask ourselves. The response came to me in so many different ways by the fadl of Allah. It was a positive response in my mind and in my heart. But I must admit, and this is the point I'm trying to make. The food is coming in, please be patient. You don't need to make noise as the food is served, okay? Inshallah, everyone will get their food. So just, if you can just bear with me. It's very difficult to speak over noise. So if you can be silent, it would be greatly appreciated. Jazakumullah khair. The answer came to me in many ways, but I must admit, it was a positive answer that yes, inshallah, my children will do well in life wherever they go. But part of that goodness has to do with the masjid and the community that they have been raised in. This was a conversation that your Imam Abdul Rahman, and I were having a few moments ago, right before we walked into this hall, that sometimes as adults, I'm speaking to you now, all the uncles and aunties, our interactions, our movements, our behaviors make a profound impact on the young in our community. When I say young, I am not referring to teenagers. These teenagers are already adults. Okay, they've already figured out a lot of what they will do in life. The children that I am referring to is that young boy sitting and eating right there. The toddlers of the community. Everything that you and I say and do, your interactions and my interactions, how we host our programs, the prayers that we have at our masjids, the Friday prayers, whether the young can actually interact, whether the young can resonate in the message of the Friday prayer, that's the impact that we make on our children. And so I want people, especially the board members, past board members, current board members, and all of you as future board members at some point need to realize that a positive masjid means a positive life. A positive, I got a young man who's shaking his head. Do you agree with me? A positive masjid means a positive experience. And a positive experience means a positive life, which means, are you guys still with me? Okay, I'm going to keep on checking. Which basically means that when your children and my children become adults, and they leave home to go to school, and they leave home to go into their careers wherever they may be, they will be looking for a masjid community to be a part of. It is that positive experience growing up that they had that allows for them to look for the exact same thing as teenagers and as adults. And I feel, after being here for so many years, time and again, that your masjid community happens to be a positive community, happens to be a loving, kind, and caring community. And any child that will go through the Sharon Masjid, can I get your attention? Any child that will go through the Sharon Masjid will come out an amazing young believer, professional on the other side. Insha'Allah. You have the ingredients. No one is perfect and nothing is perfect except the that of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm sure that some of you may be sitting here in your own minds and hearts and criticizing certain things. But the reality is that perfection is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is our job to make the effort, and you have the ability to do that. Are you still, I'm a school teacher by the way, I can do this. Are you still with me? Are you still, you know the people sitting on the floor are patiently sitting? Let's serve some of them first as well, inshallah. Just because they're on the floor doesn't mean that the people on the table should get theirs first. Maybe let's move to the next servers to the floor, inshallah. May Allah bless you and reward you. See, I'm being thoughtful here. I just need your silence. Okay, that's all I ask for. So when they grow up and go into the real world, they can find that community then to raise their own children in. Yes, here's what I was going to say. How many of you were paying attention during the presentations before me? Okay, there was. Okay, good. I'm so tempted to say something, but I won't. I'll be nice to you guys. Maybe at the end. If you were paying attention, there was one thing that really stood out for me. But can I ask you what stood out for you in the presentations before me? I'll take maybe 2 answers. Anyone? No one. Y'all are, yes. The plans for the extension or expansion. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. In fact, that was going to be my answer. The plans for the expansion. Now, having been a part of many masjids over the course of many years, I know that for a board of directors to agree on a plan is a miracle in and of itself. And then if a new board comes in, then you don't know what happens, right? I mean, old plans just may get scrapped, unfortunately. I hope that's not the case with y'all. And don't do that, because if you are, you'll never get anywhere. But that's okay. I don't know your politics. I don't want to go into your politics. But brothers and sisters, can I have your attention? Just look at me. Just be with me. I'm only going to be here for a little while. How many of you believe that there is rightfully an expansion needed at this masjid of ours? Okay. You can put your hands down. How many of you have ever built your own house ground up? Anyone constructed? Okay, we do have some. Okay, maybe. So, sister, I'm going to ask you a tough question. I'm going to put you on the spot. From what I understand, that when you're about to build a house, you need to have a bulk of the funds available before you can start construction. Is that right? Yes. And then you still go out of budget, is what I've been told. Absolutely. Okay. Our dear sister, I won't ask her name out of privacy, but our dear sister here tells us and I believe her, that you need a large sum of money in order to begin any expansion. You can't have a little bit of money and begin an expansion. And so tonight, brothers and sisters, it was just a few years ago when I was at this fundraiser, and when we would look at the numbers on the operation funds, we were running very low. So when I saw the numbers today on the operation funds, I felt happy. I felt happy not just at this board, I felt happy with your community. That your community, mashallah, has been able to do so much. But I truly believe that if we don't double the amount of money that happens to be in our expansion fund, we can't even begin to think about expansion. Yeah, unless you have $1 million, you can't even think about expansion. I'm not talking to Muslims in Dallas or Phoenix, I'm talking to Muslims in Boston. Right? Real estate here is expensive, which means you know that things cost money. Would you agree with me? Yes. I think I still have your attention. You can look at your food, you can chew your food, but just shake your head. Just listen to me. That's all I'm asking for. Just listen to me. May Allah bless. How is the food, by the way? Good. Alhamdulillah. And if you want seconds, just raise your hand. Inshallah, there's a lot of food. Don't worry about it. May Allah bless you. And so tonight, brothers and sisters, tonight, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has facilitated for us to be here. Last year, this crowd was a dream. The year before, not having this crowd was a shock. Wouldn't you agree with me? Allah brought us out on the other side. Say Alhamdulillah. Allah is kind. We still have life. We're breathing. Right? We have good health. We have our means of sustenance. May Allah continue to maintain those. Say Ameen. May Allah bless us all. With that said, brothers and sisters, our goal tonight is a very humble one. If we can collect the money that we are looking to collect, inshallah we will get to about 3/4 of the way to the money that we need to begin our expansion. If this, brothers and sisters, I'm going to take your side now. I need your attention. If this board doesn't begin an expansion in a few years, then we will take them to task. Would you agree with me? Oh, y'all not even paying attention. Or maybe you're not interested. You're too scared of the board. If this board does not begin with the expansion in a few years, I think a few years is a long time. I would hope that they did it before that. But brothers and sisters, they need our support in order to make this happen. Ramadan happens to be a month of giving. Ramadan, we give our charity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because we believe our reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many a times in this month have we made a dua to Allah that Allah has answered? I mean, let's be real. Day in, day out. 3 nights ago, a brother, I'll share the story really quickly. 3 nights ago, a brother comes to me at the masjid and asks me a question. I give him an answer. He says, can you help me with it? There was about 10 seconds left for the Isha prayer. In that moment, I told him, no, I can't. After that, I don't know who he was. For the next 24 hours, I regretted saying no to him. I regretted saying no to him. It was a prayer-related question. When I arrived at the masjid for Isha, I prayed my sunnah, I sat down, I raised my hands. I said, Ya Allah, let me find this brother so I can give him the solution that he needs in terms of prayer times, so that I'm not answerable to you on the day of judgment. I made this dua, I put my hands down, I turned around, and there he was sitting in the second row. That's not my miracle. That's the miracle of the month of Ramadan. Every single one of us has prayers, aspirations that we have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Build a house for Allah, Allah will build a house for you. Build a house for Allah, and Allah will help you buy a house in this world. Build a house for Allah, Allah will allow you to pay off your mortgage. That's the intention we begin with tonight. Brothers and sisters, I would like to now begin the difficult task. Are you still with me so far? The sooner we collect the money, the sooner I'll be out of here, inshallah. Do we have our first donor and contributor tonight for $20,000? Our first donor and our contributor tonight for $20,000. It's a large amount of money. We're not asking for your money, we're asking for your generosity. We are asking for you to be Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu tonight. If we can find that Abu Bakr, we ask Allah that may He make you and give you the quality of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. May Allah make your children the likes of the children of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Some of the greatest sacrifices in our tradition were made by Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He had a great maqam with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the title of As-Siddiq. Allah gave him the title of As-Siddiq. We need our first donor tonight for $20,000 inshallah. One individual or one family who can look into their hearts. One individual or one family who can look into their hearts. Brothers and sisters, I know it's very noisy, Tawqir. Can I ask you to step outside into the lobby and ask the brothers and the sisters in the lobby to kind of quiet down? Jazakallah khair. Thank you. For those of you that are silent, I appreciate it. Trust me, my job is not easy, and I know your job to not be able to talk with your friends while you're having an amazing meal is also a difficult one, but our reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. Do we have our first donor tonight at $20,000? Someone who can look into their heart. You know, someone who came here maybe with the intention of saying, I'll give $10,000. We have our first donor at $20,000. Takbir. 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 Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Say Ameen. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Say Ameen. May Allah make this individual the likes of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. May he receive the rewards of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. May Allah make his family the likes of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Do we have a second donor? I was told his name is Brother Rashid Noor, one of the former presidents of our masjid. May Allah bless him and reward him for his efforts, inshallah. Do we have our second donor at $20,000? Our second donor at $20,000. We need one more individual at $20,000. May Allah bless you and reward you, inshallah. Do we have our second individual at $20,000? There's got to be at least one more person sitting here that can give us the $20,000. It doesn't have to be immediate. You can give 10 now, and you give 10 maybe in a few months. I'm saying that for myself. If the ICNI board comes after you next week, that's not my problem. But do we have a second individual at $20,000? One more, inshallah. We need one more. We need our Umar radiallahu anhu tonight. The Fatih, the conqueror. Do we have our Umar for tonight, inshallah? I need a second donor at $20,000. We need a second donor. When we expand our masjid, that prayer hall will have your name on it. That wudu area will have your name on it. Right? All of these areas will have your name on it. Do we have a second individual or a second family of 20,000? Do we have a number 2? Subhanallah. We have a number 2 at $20,000. Takbir. Takbir. May Allah bless Brother Ridwan Shamsi. May Allah bless him, reward him, increase him, grant him barakah in his sustenance and in all of his businesses. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. We'll make this easy and we'll move on. We'll move on to 15,000. My hope, my prayer, my intention, my desire, our desire tonight is that we have 2 individuals at 15,000. Do we have our first individual at $15,000? Number one at $15,000. Inshallah, we have one. I'm simply asking someone who's made a contribution of 10 to increase it to 15. That's all we're asking you for. 10 tonight, 5 in a few months, inshallah. You will help me with 10. Okay, subhanAllah. But let me do this 15, and then we'll come back to your 20. Is that okay with you? Okay, jazakumullah khair. Okay, so we're getting ahead of ourselves here. It's a good night, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, if I can just ask you at the very least in your hearts right now to make a dua that may Allah make this event a successful one. Say Ameen. Just do it in your heart. You don't say Ameen to my dua. Make your own dua to make this event a successful one, inshallah. To allow our masjid to continue to increase so that we can begin our expansion, inshallah. Do we have our first individual at $15,000? We still need one at $15,000. Oh, this is awesome. We have what I've been told, the Sharon, I'm going to name it, the Sharon Muslim cricket team at $15,000. Takbir. May Allah bless you and reward you. I see some of the sisters clapping their hands. It's probably because their husbands are on that team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all excited about cricket. Okay, it's all good. You can be excited about whatever you want. You'll never find me watching cricket though. You know what I'm saying? It's about football here, but it's okay. We don't have a football team yet. So guess what? The cricket team wins tonight. Okay, the Sharon cricket team wins tonight. Do we have our second individual at 15,000? One more. Brothers and sisters, I need someone who's about to make a pledge for 10 to increase that pledge to 15. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I swear, may Allah bless you. It is our heartfelt dua that Allah would give you times 10 immediately, inshallah, as a result of you increasing this pledge of yours. Do we have one individual at 15,000? We have one. Takbir. Takbir. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Say Ameen. May Allah, our heartfelt dua for this brother is that may Allah increase his fold by 10 at the very least for this brother immediately. Say Ameen. Okay, I promised we'd only ask for 115. We're going to move on to 10. But I've been told that if we get a 10, we already have another 10, which makes it a 20 technically. So we're going to move on to 10, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, if I may, every fundraiser that I go to, I'm trying to make it easy and efficient. Of course, I need a little bit of help from you, but I no longer push for amounts anymore. So if we get it, we get it. If we don't get it, that's tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if there's one thing that my elders have told me, that there isn't a single masjid, a single house of Allah that has ever been shut down because of lack of funds. I will also tell you this, and this is my message to the board. Is the board listening to me? Board members. Begin your expansion, because when people see progress, they're more than willing to give you the money. At our masjid, the masjid that has been around since I was a little child, right next to my house, they built a humongous multi-million-dollar prayer hall. People thought that there was no more money left in the community anymore. People thought it was done. There was no way you could get any more money out of this community. A new board came in. An elderly, wise uncle, like so many of you happen to be on that board. And he said the only way to get money is to start another project. Because if you're stagnant, people won't give you the money. And he started phase 2 of the masjid, and miraculously we're at a point where we're about to complete phase 2 of the masjid as well. Where phase 1 was a dream, phase 2 has now become a reality. And so we're still seeking our first donor at $10,000. Do we have our first donor at $10,000? May Allah bless you all and reward you all. We need one person from the crowd who has not signed up yet, who has not sent their pledge forth yet, to be able to make a pledge for $10,000. Sisters, can I have your attention? Sisters, in the past, the Sharon Masjid sisters have actually done a fine job of raising their hands. You're one of the few communities that I can actually quote in other places and say that the sisters in this community raised their hands for large sums of money. And so with that said, this $20,000, $15,000, and $10,000 ask is for this half of the room as well, and not just this half of the room. Just as, now don't look on this side, you know, I'm a married man. There are times when my wife will do things without asking me, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Yeah, it happens in my household too, don't worry. It's a universal trait, inshallah. So you can raise your hands as well, inshallah. On a serious note, sisters, the sister side at this masjid has been very generous as well. May Allah bless you and reward you. Do we have our first donor at $10,000? We need our first contributor, first donor at 10. We have a sister. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Do we have a second donor at $10,000? We got number 1 from the center of the hall. Do we have a number 2 at $10,000? We need a number 2. May Allah bless her, reward her, protect her relationship with her family, her children. May Allah bless her. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Say Ameen. Say Ameen. Do we have a second donor tonight at $10,000? The sister that raised her hand, they're asking, okay, yeah, alhamdulillah. Do we have a second donor at $10,000? Yes. Okay. So we have a second $10,000. Takbir. Say Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless all the donors. May Allah bless all the contributors and their families. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Do we have well, the second 10,000 is slightly conditional in the sense that we need a third 10,000. Brothers and sisters, I really humbly ask you from the bottom of my heart for one individual to be generous and give us that third $10,000. We have a third $10,000. Takbir. May Allah bless and reward these families. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah protect their young and their elders. Ameen. Say Ameen. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. For the contributions they're making, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to expand them in their rizq from His unseen ways and methods. Say Ameen. Brothers and sisters, if I can get your attention. By the way, can I share something with you? I haven't had dinner yet. You have. Okay, so just bear with me. I'm not complaining. I'm on West Coast time zone, so don't feel sorry for me. I got another 2 hours before I would have made iftar at home anyways. So don't feel bad for me, but just have a little bit of respect for me. I'm doing this on a hungry stomach right now. That's all I asked for. Okay, I had 3 dates and a glass of water and a strawberry. Samosas are unhealthy, so I didn't touch it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fried foods, Ramadan, no, ain't gonna happen. Okay. One more individual at 10,000. I don't want you to feel sorry for me, by the way. Some sisters are like, oh my God. Don't, oh my God, I'm good. I'm good. I could probably go for another 24 hours. Do we have one more individual at $10,000? One more. Your community is so generous. I think there's got to be at least one more person out there, inshallah, who can make this happen. Do it for the sake of your children. Someone, as I'm getting older, and I'm not that old, but I am getting older, and people talk about youth, I say that we do not need to prepare for the youth anymore. We need to prepare for the toddlers that will soon become the youth. If we don't facilitate and build for the toddlers, they won't have any room for them when they become the youth. How many of you are in high school? Raise your hands. Truthfully. High school. College? College? Raise your hands. How many of you, okay, I got another question for you. I'm not done yet. Sisters, I got another question for you. How many of you are into public speaking? Anyone here into public speaking? No one? Oh, we got a young man. What's your name, young man? Omar, what grade are you in? Come up. Yeah, Omar, right? You. Go, Omar. How long have you been going to this masjid, Omar?
Since I was 5.
And what grade are you in now?
10th grade.
And what has this masjid given to you?
This masjid has given to me community. It has given to me belonging. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to celebrate Ramadan with everyone. And yeah, I can see where this is going. So please, if you can,
Ladies and gentlemen, I announce to you the next MC for our fundraiser. Omar!
yes, sir.
You can do this?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you can. Let's do this. Thank you very much, Omar. Enjoy your dinner. Brothers and sisters, this is what I'm talking about. This man, Omar, didn't have to think twice about what his masjid gave to him. The first thing he said was, oh my God, come up. Why don't you come here? Community! And what's your name? Sarah, mashallah. Okay, I think it runs in the family. Sarah's parents, whoever you are, y'all are awesome. May Allah bless you and reward you. Sarah's mom and dad and grandparents and brothers and sisters, whoever is around, may Allah bless you. This young lady was paying attention. Okay guys, you can all have a seat now. As long as you're nice and quiet, that's going to be awesome. Thank you. No, they're okay. They're okay. Don't move them. They're fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're here for them. One last call for 10,000. I know I'm pushing this envelope. I'm pushing this envelope very hard. One more call for 10,000. Okay, inshallah, that's okay. May Allah bless us all and reward us all, inshallah. We'll move down to $5,000. We need a few individuals at $5,000 tonight, inshallah. Do we have a few individuals at $5,000, inshallah? For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We just received word that the Saturday school of our masjid has made our first pledge or donation of $5,000. May Allah bless them and reward them. Do we have a number 2 at $5,000? We have a number 2, Abu Firdaus, at $5,000. We have a number 3 at $5,000. May Allah bless and reward this brother and his family. Do we have a number 4 at $5,000? We have a brother, Fahad Kashim, at $5,000. Do we have a number 5 at $5,000? We have a sister in the back, a number 5 at $5,000. Do we have a number 6 at $5,000? A number 6, a sister in the back with her hand raised. Do we have a number 6? We have a number 6 at $5,000. Brother Muhammad Zaman and Sister Afreen Siddiqui. We have a number 6. We'll make a collective dua for all of them, inshallah. Do we have a number 7 at $5,000? We have a very special dua that is reserved for number 7, 8, 9, and 10. Do we have a number 7 at $5,000? We have a brother Tariq Salim at $5,000. That was a number 7. Do we have a number 8 at $5,000? We need an 8, 9, and 10. We have a number, brother Muhammad Muhsin at number 8. Do we have a 9 and 10? May Allah bless us all and reward us all. Number 9 and 10 seem, I was going to say it's going to be difficult. Brother Aziz Sayyid at $9,000. Do we have a number 10? 5,000, sorry. Do we have a number 10 at $5,000? A number 10. A number 10. Okay, I'll announce this in a few moments. We have a young sister who just brought us $25. Takbir, say Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless you and reward you. Do we have a number 10 at $5,000? Al-Nur Academy at $5,000 is number 10. Now I was going to say, are you with me so far? Yeah? There's 10 Sahaba that were promised paradise. The Ashara Mubashara. And so we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that all these 10 individuals that have signed up for the 5,000s, may Allah grant them Jannah without hisab. Say Ameen. May Allah grant them Jannah without hisab. Say Ameen. Brothers and sisters, it is a little noisy. If I can get your attention and if you can quiet down just a little, I would have to speak that much less louder. We have a number 11 at $5,000. Brother Muhammad Asif. May Allah bless you and reward you. Do we have a number 12 at $5,000? A number 12. Anyone? $5,000. We have a number 12 at $5,000. Brother Muhammad Salim. Do we have a number 13 at $5,000? A number 13. May Allah bless you and your families. We have a number 13. Ghazwan Ghazi. May Allah bless you and reward you. Number 13. Do we have a number 14 at $5,000? I need people to raise their hands, inshallah. Someone who hasn't signed up yet. Someone's going to give maybe $2,500, $3,000, make it $5,000. You guys are writing your envelopes, inshallah. May Allah bless all of our donors. We have an anonymous donor, number 14 at $5,000. Do we have a number 15 at $5,000? A number 15. I'll let you in on a little secret. The masjid board has told me to go up to 15, then I get to move on. Makes my task a little easy for me as well. I need one more person, one family at $15,000. May Allah bless you and reward you for your patience, for your silence. Sisters, I understand there's many of you greeting each other. If you can just keep it down, it'll make my life a little easy for me, inshallah. Brothers also, enjoy your sweets. We'll get you started with Isha on time, inshallah. Do we have a number 15? May Allah bless you with Jannah. Say Ameen. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu anfiqu mimma razaqnakum min qabli an ya'tiyakum al-maut. Spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before we pass away. In this last few days, I've received word from so many different families of people who have passed away. Which means that the last prayer they prayed was the last prayer they prayed. The last sadaqah they made was the last sadaqah they made. The last good act of worship that they did was the last act of worship that they did. Last week, I flew into a different city. As soon as I landed, I got a phone call. I took the call. 33-year-old man didn't wake up from his sleep. 33-year-old man, no diseases, absolutely nothing wrong, didn't wake up from his sleep. We need a number 15 at $5,000. Someone who can look into their heart. Number 15. Dr. Abdul Fattah Al-Shah at $15,000 and his family. Takbir. 5,000. I'm sorry. I got it. I'm hungry now. Okay? May Allah bless you all and reward you all. What do I move down to next? 2,500? Yeah? 2,500? Yes? No? Maybe so? Maybe a few individuals at 2,500. Brothers and sisters, I promise I want to be done in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I just need your attention. I need your patience. I need your du'as. Our masjid needs our du'as. Do we have anyone at $2,500? Anyone at I'll ask one more time. If you're willing to do it, you're willing to do it. If you can't, you can't. We're not gonna make this one difficult. Anyone at $2,500? A brother or sister at $2,500? And we have one at $2,500. Takbir. Do we have a number 2 at 20? We have a number 2 at $2,500. This one's going. Do we have a number 3 at $2,500? A number 3. Did you guys get number 2 right there in the middle? Do we have a number 3 at $2,500? Maybe a sister. Do we have a sister? We have a sister, Takbir. May Allah bless her and reward her and her family. Do we have a number 4 at $2,500? A number 4 at $2,500. We have a number 4 at $2,500. Do we have a number 5? I promise this is the last one I'm going to ask for. A number 5 at $2,500. May Allah bless us all and reward us all. Sheikh Rajab just gave us $4,000. Takbir. 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 The elders continue to give. May Allah bless them and reward them. It's the elders that give us, put us to shame. Put relatively young people like me to shame at times. Their generosity, their sincerity, their time, their efforts, their du'as. I did say that was going to be my last 2,500. We got 4,000. So I'm going to do one last call for $2,500. You got a few at 2,500? Mashallah. We got a brother, Niyaz Ahmed, at 5,000. That puts us at 16 5,000s. So where would we be? We were at number 3 with 2,500. We got a 4. Whatever it was. We got 2 2,500s here. Takbir. Brothers and sisters, at least say takbir with me. Takbir. May Allah bless us all, inshallah. And one more at $3,000. May Allah bless us all and reward us all, inshallah. One more $2,500. May Allah bless him and reward him and his family. He doesn't want his name to be mentioned. If your name is mentioned, your reward is with Allah. If your name is not mentioned, your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Sometimes when we give, we encourage others to give. That's why mentioning of names is also very, very important at fundraisers. Anyone whose names is mentioned, don't feel bad about it. Your reward is still with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have... Yes. Oh, thank you. Come on up. What's your name, young lady?
First.
I asked her why she gave us the money that she did right now.
Because the masjid is really scary. It's too expand.
She says that the masjid needs to expand. Awesome. Put it in there, Zanera. High five you. One day, inshallah, Zanera will sit on the border of this masjid. Say Ameen. Yeah, I want to see the day when I come back an old man and Sister Zanera happens to be on the board of this masjid of ours, inshallah. Say Ameen. Good for you, Zanera. Thank you for being here. Do we have anyone else at 2,500? Anyone else? One last call for 2,500. May Allah bless us all.